The world of boxing is buzzing with anticipation and excitement, and at the center of this electrifying storm is the problem child, Jake Paul, a name that continues to spark debate and captivate audiences worldwide. On a night of high stakes and even higher expectations, he faced a formidable opponent, former world champion Julio César Chávez Jr., a legend in his own right, carrying the weight of a storied boxing legacy. This wasn't just another fight on the calendar, it was a crucial test of legitimacy for Paul, a chance to prove he belonged in the ring with seasoned professionals. Under the bright, unforgiving lights of the arena and the roaring crowd, a sea of faces hungry for action and drama, Jake Paul rose to the occasion with a performance that silenced many doubters and claimed a decisive victory, adding another chapter to his already controversial career. For years, critics and skeptics said he'd never truly face a real, established boxer with a proven track record. By stepping into the ring with Chávez Jr., Paul answered those criticisms directly, head-on, and with undeniable force. A loss in this fight would have undoubtedly ended his ascent, halting his momentum and silencing his ambitions, but a win of this magnitude, it irrevocably changed everything, shifting perceptions and raising the stakes for his future in the sport. The matchup itself was a fascinating clash of generations and boxing philosophies. The internet sensation, a modern disruptor who built his platform through social media, versus boxing royalty, a name synonymous with the sweet science and a legacy etched in the annals of boxing history. The world watched with bated breath to see which era would prevail in this captivating showdown, and Jake Paul delivered a statement, proving his staying power. This win sends a clear and resounding message throughout the boxing world. Jake Paul is no mere gimmick or fleeting internet trend. He's a dedicated and disciplined athlete, committed to honing his craft, who just secured a significant victory against a former world champion, solidifying his presence in the boxing landscape. Now fans, promoters, the power brokers of the sport and fellow fighters must acknowledge him and take him seriously as a legitimate contender. The conversation about what a boxer can be and where they come from has fundamentally changed, ushering in a new era of possibilities. The problem child has unequivocally proven he's a serious problem and a force to be reckoned with for anyone who dares to underestimate or doubt his abilities. From the opening bell, a clash of styles and wills was set in motion. The atmosphere was electric, the crowd on its feet, ready for a battle. Jake Paul immediately established himself as the aggressor, taking the center of the ring and looking to impose his will. He dictated the action, setting the pace and controlling the distance. He controlled the ring, moving with purpose and cutting off Chávez Jr.'s angles, with sharp, crisp jabs, keeping Chávez Jr. at bay, and powerful rights landing with thudding impact. He was outworking Chávez Jr. early, showcasing superior conditioning and a clear game plan. As Paul's confidence grew with each landed blow, he dominated, taking control of the narrative inside the ring, landing the harder shots, snapping Chávez Jr.'s head back with regularity, and nearly scoring a knockout, sending a shockwave through the arena. In round 2, threatening to end the fight prematurely. The pro-Chávez crowd fell silent, their cheers replaced by nervous murmurs, as their hero struggled to find an answer to Paul's relentless pressure. But in the later rounds, showing his experience and grit, Chávez Jr. rallied, digging deep and finding a second wind, showing the heart of a warrior, refusing to go down without a fight, and testing Paul's resolve, pushing him to his limits. Paul had to dig deep, summoning his own reserves of strength and determination, withstand pressure, weathering the storm, and absorbing Chávez Jr.'s attacks, and prove he could handle adversity, silencing any doubts about his ability to compete at this level. In the end, after a grueling battle, Chávez Jr.'s late surge wasn't enough to overcome the deficit. Jake Paul's early dominance and consistent output throughout the fight secured the win, solidifying his position in the boxing world. The judges' scores were unanimous, a testament to Paul's performance. Paul by a wide margin, leaving no room for doubt. It was a decisive victory, a statement made loud and clear, cementing his place in the sport as a serious contender, one to be reckoned with. As the scores were read, the arena exploded boos from Chávez fans, cheers from Paul's. Online, the debate raged. Was this a real test or just clever matchmaking? Even critics admitted Paul looked better than expected, earning newfound respect. In his post-fight interview, Paul thanked his team, respected Chávez Jr., and made a bold call-out. Looking into the camera, he challenged Canelo Alvarez, "You're next." The audacity shocked the boxing world. Canelo is a pound-for-pound great, and Paul's challenge showed his confidence. Experts doubt he's ready, but the possibility is electrifying. Whether it happens or not, Paul's ambitions are clear. He's aiming for the top, and everyone's talking about it. The problem child is now the sport's biggest story. Jake Paul's journey, a path few could have predicted, from YouTube prankster, known for his outlandish antics and viral videos, to professional boxer, a figure commanding respect in a brutal sport, is remarkable. It's a testament to dedication and relentless self-belief. Once a Disney star, a face recognized by millions of young viewers and viral content creator constantly pushing boundaries and generating buzz, few believed, if any, he'd ever become, not in their wildest dreams, a real fighter, a legitimate force in the world of boxing. He started with influencer bouts, novelty matches that drew large crowds, but soon faced, with increasing ambition, real combat athletes. Seasoned professionals from other disciplines, knockouts over Ben Askren, a former MMA champion, and Nate Robinson, a former NBA star, drew attention, both positive and negative, but critics still doubted him. They questioned his skills and his dedication. Wins over Tyron Woodley, a seasoned MMA veteran, and Anderson Silva, a legendary mixed martial artist, earned respect, grudgingly from some, genuinely from others, but the question remained. The ultimate test loomed. Could he beat a real boxer? Someone who had dedicated their life to the sweet science? Now, with victory over Chávez Jr., a former world champion, Paul has silenced that criticism. He's answered the doubters with a resounding win. He's defeated a man, a seasoned fighter, raised in the sport, steeped in the traditions and discipline of boxing, a true boxer, a man who had tasted championship glory. This win is the most significant, the most validating of his career. A true milestone in his unlikely boxing journey. The transformation is complete. The evolution from entertainer to athlete is undeniable. Jake Paul is no longer simply just playing the part. He's not just pretending to be a fighter, he is the part. He embodies the spirit and skill of a true boxer. He's proven he belongs. He's earned his place in the ring, under the bright lights and intense pressure. The boxing world, the gatekeepers and purists, can't ignore him now. He's forced them to take notice. With another huge win, everyone's asking, what's next for Jake Paul? His call-out of Canelo Alvarez set the bar sky high, a fight that would be the biggest spectacle in boxing. But there are other options, a long-awaited showdown with KSI, or finally settling the score with Tommy Fury. Each fight offers massive paydays and new challenges. Some even wonder if Paul could retire on top, having proven his doubters wrong. But with his competitive drive, that's unlikely. Paul holds all the cards. He can chase glory, money, or legacy. Whatever he chooses, the world will be watching. Every move is a major event. The next chapter promises even more excitement. Jake Paul's win over Chávez Jr. is a landmark moment. He's crossed from celebrity boxer to legitimate contender. The labels are falling away. He's simply a fighter now. He's brought a new generation to boxing, creating events bigger than many title fights. Paul is a promoter, a showman, and a master of the spotlight. He's changed the rules, proving social media power can rival traditional boxing paths. The question is no longer if he can fight, but how far he can go. He's earned a seat at the table with boxing's elite. The problem child era has begun, and whether you love or hate him, you can't look away. Jake Paul has the boxing world in the palm of his hand.